Hello and welcome to the Financial Survival Center. Today will be a really important video about a concept I call the Financial Survival Manual. And we'll cover what is a Financial Survival Manual and why we should have a Financial Survival Manual. And then the most important aspect of it, what are the basic foundations of a Financial Survival Manual. It's nothing too complicated, although executing it takes a bit of skill, a bit of knowledge. Very important to have, much like insurance. So first of all, what is a Financial Survival Manual? Well, we have manuals of all kinds for surviving in the outdoors. U.S. Army has their survival manual. National Geographic has their survival manual. We've got disaster survival manuals. We have all kinds of manuals, and there are a few manuals that might deal with surviving an economic collapse. This happens to be an excellent one by Furfowl, but it's rather limited in one of the things I'm going to be talking about and some of the other areas, although it does serve very good instructional purposes and a good foundation to build on. Most economic texts or financial texts out there are excellent for a certain type of market. Susie Orman puts out a lot of books, and there are other ones about investing success. And those types of books are fine if the road is straight. If things are going along as planned, if the currency is relatively stable, if inflation is not out of control, if the politics aren't crazy, if debt isn't all the way through the roof, situations that we haven't been experiencing. We're more like an off-road world rather than a straight highway. And what that requires is an entirely different set of operating principles for your financial well-being and really even the financial survival. Because going off-road is a lot rougher, a lot scarier. There's more unknown. We don't know what's around the next corner. We don't know how deep the potholes are. We don't know how deep the river is, whether there's going to be snow around that corner or ice. We're going to slide off the road, or whether or not the road just stops and there's a cliff. That is what off-roading is all about. It's what makes it fun. It's also what makes it dangerous. And if we're driving along off-road with a Ford Taurus or something along like that, which is essentially a normal financial plan, then we're going to get hurt. But if we've got a financial plan that can handle anything, like a Baja off-road truck, then we're going to be in good shape. And so financial plan is for a financial collapse and how to profit from it, not simply survive. I go for over 300% return on investment. Why is that? Well, because you're really running out of options in terms of passing what inflation is. And if inflation hits 10, 20, 30% per year, that will take a portfolio and cut it to ribbons very quickly. That's why you want very high profit investments. Now, why have a financial survival manual? We've covered that a little bit, but essentially it's like having a fire extinguisher nearby, or as I said, insurance or disaster insurance or disability insurance. Because riots happened in Argentina recently. They have begun rioting because of the economic situation that occurred several years ago, but now there could be wars in Iran. There could be wars in a lot of different areas in the world that affect us. And most of all, what we're currently experiencing is dramatic inflation. This is a chart of beef prices as they have increased significantly. And in fact, they're at their highest point ever and look to remain high for quite a while and could go even higher. So we're all suffering under what I would call off-road economic conditions or requiring a financial survival manual. And so that's why situations like this, where the housing price collapsed, that's another issue where it just is beyond what most financial planners deal with, beyond what most financial plans deal with. It could have also been the internet bubble. Same type of a chart would have occurred around 2000, or the stock market bubble, which hasn't been as dramatic, but nonetheless, it cut the value of stocks in half essentially, but the stocks haven't gone anywhere for a long period of time. And so with inflation values and things along those lines that are just continuously climbing, this is a chart of debt. We have a debt bubble in the United States. Everybody knows about it. There's some point where it's going to burst, and that's why a financial survival plan is called for. That's why you have it, so you can deal with situations that otherwise would throw people for a major loop, destroy their lives, destroy their dreams. And it happens with disturbing frequency. And I've seen it with too many people. And that's why I'm putting together this video in the Financial Survival Manual. This chart shows all those points where it's dipping below the line. Those are recessions or depressions. That's when people get their entire portfolio cut to ribbons, cut in half, their lifestyle changed, their dreams crushed. It doesn't have to be that way. There are people who know when these depressions or recessions are going to come. I have a pretty good record of predicting them myself, as do many others. It's not a task that's impossible, although many would lead you to believe that is the case. If you're paying attention, if you have the right tools, the right resources, and the right reasoning, you can make it happen where you know what's coming. So a financial survival manual basically gets us through economic disasters to minimize the harm, maximize our wealth, and improve our freedom if at all possible. So what are the basics of a financial survival manual? They are basic sounding. They are more challenging to implement. My site devotes quite a bit of resources towards helping people do, number one, protect themselves from a currency collapse. It's one of the most severe things that can happen to an economy. Or protect ourselves from wealth confiscation from governments or from anybody or anything that's taking money from us. Last but not least is to help people learn to speculate for high profits during and after the collapse. That requires the most skill and where I help people the most. So the results of implementing a financial survival manual, I completely profited from the internet bubble and was out of it before it burst. Same thing with the housing bubble, same thing with the gold bubble, although gold is not a bubble, and sold all of them at the proper points to make money. And I told other people to do the same thing. It wasn't mysterious, it wasn't hard. I explained my reasoning, and that is what I am doing now, is showing other people how to do it and make money at it and enjoy the process of surviving these things. So this is a financialsurvivalcenter.com video. I've got a free newsletter. It can be found on Twitter, and we have a paid premium service to help people on the speculating side. Thank you very much for watching my video.